Seen a little bit of spin. You were here. You did the South Africa game when South Africa lost 1-1 in the series. What did the pitch do later on in that game?
It seemed quite similar, really. Tacky, a bit slow initially, and then in the evening it just sort of gripped, really slid on nicely for the batsman.
So it got better for batting.
Basically, there was a bit of dew around. It was about a month earlier in the year, September time, and there was plenty of rain as well. I remember the crowd. Gee, they were trying to scatter, trying to find some cover. There's only so much cover around the ground to get away from the rain, and there's some of the sponsor boards. Some of the sponsor boards are being used as umbrellas. So it was really interesting out there, and they stayed, and it ended up being a momentous occasion. They won the series 2-1.
Well, that has spun. He's got it hard into the surface. It's spinning off the straight. Sometimes it spins out a foot mark, stuff like that, but that is just spinning off the good stuff. A part of the pitch that's untouched.
It's a good effort from the captain as well, carrying that slip, even though they're no wickets down, under a bit of pressure. They need that wicket, get that breakthrough, get a new batsman on a turning wicket. It's going to be tough for new batsmen coming in this middle section.
Got away with that. It's something McCullum does, actually, just keeps it slipping all the time pretty much, even if the team's flying. So you don't mind it as well. You used to put 2 men at backward point. Might as well just have it slip in for that instead. That one goes on with the arm.
Almost.
68 for none.
Delivery as well. Wide ball.
That was very wide. It was a slow ball, 100 Ks. He just has a smile. Whether he just something as he landed, his front foot landed, but that wasn't as he intended. Start again, Ben Stokes. That's better.
I just remember being an all-rounder, and his workload is so high at the moment, batting in that top order, and also getting a fair amount of bowling done as well. So as an all-rounder, I always remember a couple of players saying that first delivery of the day, it's an absolute wrench, and good morning body. It's normally the answer to that. Have a closer look at action. Look at those.
Just a loosen of that first ball. The next two have been right on the money. Something the umpires aren't happy. They're just pointing at the ground, or the umpire's not happy with where Ben Stokes is landing. Just needs to get loose, I think, Ben Stokes. They played football for a fair amount of time today when they got here, because they weren't sure that what the start time was going to be. Initially they thought we were going to start on time, then it started raining, all the covers came on. So they just had a fairly lengthy game of football. Uses his feet, hits the splice, but enough of the splice to get it over mid-on.
Good piece of bowling. A couple of dot balls built up, and the batsman at the back of their mind, they know it gets down. They need to be a bit more positive, try to put the bowler under some pressure. And good delivery from Stokes, just spliced it. So he's trying to get mid-on back. He's still on the one, still in the ring, mid-off and mid-on.
You don't get much these days as a bowler. You run up and bowl 3 or 4 good balls, and then all of a sudden the batsman's going to be charging at you. Crowd lift again.
Stokes was very economical in the previous game. 6 overs, 1 for 22. Did a very, very good job. Not trying too much, just hitting the deck hard on and around that off-stump region. His roles have been different at times. In Test cricket, he has to run in quite hard, try and ruffle the batsman up a touch, and he's good. He's adaptable, isn't he?
Yeah, and amazingly, really, as soon as he's come on to bowl, the atmosphere has just gone up a few notches. Those great all-rounders, or the really good all-rounders, they just have an ability to drag everyone out to watch. sure. Is he going to beat the two men? It is. It's well played. Hit really hard. Used the pace. Skims it along for a boundary. 75 for them.
Boundary off the very last ball. Disappointing.
দাঁড়ো দাঁড়ো এ পানি ফোটানো তো
On a slow pitch like that, you get away at times as a spinner with dragging it down. It was there to hit, but a little bit of turn and the batsman falling away. You just get away with it. Might not every time though. Oh, there's a confusion, but he threw to the wrong end. Did really well to pick the ball up. Johnny Bairstow. Well, Kays had gone halfway down, but I don't think Bairstow would have seen. That's some pretty ordinary running there.
Beating Bairstow this time. As you see, a lot of balls are getting hit very straight through extra cover. Even the cut shots, there's nothing on the ball at all. The batter's got to put the pace on it, and that way behind square cover and backward point, that sort of region, the ball's not really going in that area for the spinners at this stage.
Yeah, he's bowling it hard into the surface. Pretty quick, 92.8 that ball. Shows how slow it is. 92.8 Ks. You don't have to say that really, do you? No one's going to think it's mile an hour. Same again, just falling away. As it spins and goes away, you just have to hold your balance. Goes on with the arm. 18 gone.
Just a bit of a change up in the middle overs.
Yeah, there's been plenty of spin. So Moeen Ali turning the ball quite a lot, albeit a little bit slow. That was nothing to do with him. He was bowling it pretty quick, but the pitch is just taking all the life out of the ball for pace. It's spinning though, especially away from the left-handers from Moeen Ali. It'll be interesting to see what pace Adil Rashid bowls.
The other evening, when he started out, he really tried to skid the ball on to the batsman, and as his spell went on, he started to rip it, give it a bit of flight. That short ball went through a bit.
Yeah, it's the first one I've seen left, actually, I think. It wasn't an out-and-out bumper, but it was quick enough and zipped out of the surface just enough to get a, well, no pull shots. The first ball we haven't seen pulled when it's been banged in. Misfield, they scurry through for a single.
Just knocked that on, Vince. Extra cover. Batsman able to rotate the strike. Stokes, previous delivery, looked like he went cross seam. And when that does happen, and that has been used at this ground a number of occasions last year as well. South Africa played, they try to use cross seam, hit the seam, holds up a touch and hits the smooth side and just skids through. So variation.
Going again, cross seamer again.
That's what it's about, really, trying to assess those conditions as quick as possible, adapt, and then you've got to execute it.
Yeah, at times in England we used to just stick with the seam up all the time because you didn't want to ruin one side, especially because you get a bit more swing, even though the white ball barely ever seems to swing conventionally. You get a bit of reverse swing towards the back end of a game. We often get so used to playing on surfaces that just have a bit in it, you want to keep the seam up. Tried the slow ball bounce, it's going to be a wide.
Slower ball gripped and turned. Just got his lines wrong there, but Kays has played really, really well so far. off to a very, very good partnership. Their best against England in ODI cricket. Got to kick on now. Got to put a bit more pressure back on the England captain and the bowlers.
Not much margin or not much value off the front foot. Got to get it right in the middle of the bat. And to beat mid-off has not been easy so far.
So trying to hit over mid-on and mid-off is going to be a tough shot. You're not quite sure if it's going to come on or hold up a touch. So it is a very, very difficult shot. These fans hopeful, very, very hopeful of a series win against England, which will be a first for them.
Ball clipped straight to square leg. The crowd is silent. England have their first wicket.
That's a big one. In the previous match, had a catcher at square leg, and they've taken a number of wickets in this area. Disappointingly for the home support, Hayes is on his way back. Cross seam again, trying to flick it. Looped up, no pace on it at all, and square leg took a simple catch. Dawson, the catcher. Ben Stokes gets a big breakthrough. Imran Kayes, he's gone for well played 46. Bangladesh 80 for 1. Then pressure built on him quite quickly. 3 off 21. He's got a good strike rate over his career in the 95 in that region, and he's a stroke player, so he's just got to show a bit of intent here and try and transfer the pressure back onto the fielding team.
Be a boundary. 2 men out there, Sam Billings, Liam Dawson. Well, there's the groundsman. How he's got this game on. After all the rain we've had, you go out there and it's rained for 2 and a bit days, and then you go out there and you wouldn't know if you walk across the outfield or look at the pitch that it rained at all.
All his staff have been superb. Gamini Silva, he's the curator, and he's the home player as well. This is his home ground, Tamim.
Ben Stokes will continue. 1 for 10, wicket in his last over, Imran Kayes. A bit of a Joss Butler there, Sabir, just a couple of steps down. They're going to send him back. He doesn't want him to come back for 2.
What a series it's been so far. It's gone back and forth, and a bit of an edge yet to it as well. Bangladesh getting over the line a couple of evenings ago, and the series is very, very well balanced, and it has been very entertaining throughout.
How cool with that lad's shades. The little fella in the middle with the green shades. There's 2 men out there. Sam Billings is quick. Got a square leg, a deep square leg, and a fine leg.
That man at square leg who took the catch previous over, he's the one who's basically between those 2 fielders. So
it's a strange feel, but it worked for them down at Dhaka. You just feel that there's a chance with Tamim and Imran Kayes, who end up off the front foot clipping one to square leg. They feel that square leg is in the game, not just to save runs, but more as they chip the ball up. Just to thread it through a gap, a backward point, a gully, or my 4th slip.
it's good usage. He's done his homework as Butler for his seamers. Stokes trying to tuck him up and used as a really good attacking option. There he is around the corner, as you see to the left. Maria Rasmus, almost next to that leg gully, backward square leg catcher.
has looked like the sort of pitch, though, if you bowled that length, the last ball that was bowled, I haven't seen anyone be able to do anything with that. A couple of times they tried to use their feet, stuff like that, the batsman, but it's on that good length on this surface, it looks like it's not easy. Every time it's been short, you roll the dice a little bit. It's got a lot of cover out there for the short pitch ball or the back of a length ball. It's paid off once, certainly, today already. Worked into the leg side, just be a single.
Tamim spent a lot of time on this ground and a lot of time in ODI cricket, 159 matches worth and one short, 5,000 runs, and that's quite a feat for the opener. A best of 154.
Catcher a gully, short cover coming as well. Just in case he just all stops a little bit with the odd cross seamer that Stokes is bowling. Threads it through again into the over.
Bit of intent shown. So yep, mentioned from the beginning, mid-off, mid-on's been up, tried to apply a bit of extra pressure, try and get a full stroke out the batsman, and this occasion there almost was, and Wokes is aware to the fact. He's in there, that's why he's come back for his second spell, get another breakthrough, get another new batsman in there.
It's going to be a wide. I think he's right to be positive, Sabir, even though he's just left that ball as it went down the leg side, all before he used his feet to, because I think when he came in, got a graphic up where he actually was 3 off 21 balls in the last game, so you can bet that someone's probably had a word with him, or he's reflected and just thought, I need to make sure I'm not putting too much pressure on the man in. Tamim 37 off 63, his job is now going to be just to bat through. Sabir's got to take the pressure off him. And he does that with a straight back pull.
He's exactly doing what you've said. He's gone home, done his homework, realised what he didn't do in his previous knock, and really he's countering it beautifully now, and he's playing aggressively. A lot of freedom, trying to apply that pressure back onto these England bowlers. At this stage, haven't really been under that much pressure.
Again, back of a length that often is hard to score. Back of a length has been, just short of back of a length has been pretty easy to score off, or has been the most productive length to hit the ball from. You use your feet a couple of times, or certainly once, and then you might not get any value when you do it, but actually what you do, you're just making the bowler think that you're going to do it again, so they might just drag their length back a bit. So although you try something you think it hasn't worked, actually you might benefit from it later on. Back in his crease that time, chips it out to fine leg. And we've gone straight to the rogue, who, when Ben Stokes has been bowling to the left-handers, Imral Kays and Tamim Iqbal, they've had a man just there, leg gully. Adil Rashid is now loosening up. Pulled away for a boundary, pulled away in style. Tamim Iqbal goes to 5,000 one-day international career runs.
What a moment. 100 up, boundary, and 5,000 ODI runs. Superb from Tamim. Great stroke. Effort ball, short, and he dealt with it. brilliantly.
Back-to-back boundaries. One short, one two straight. Bangladesh on a roll, 105 for one.